we're back with more Expected and Unexpected by Arthur Vulpix. We're on chapter 67, and I think it's going to be a short chapter, so sorry in advance. But let's get right into this, shall we? And if you want to follow along, chapter link is in the description below, as always, which I really highly recommend you do, because I have a habit of skipping words accidentally and mispronouncing. I stutter on words, so really highly recommend it. And also, it's easier for you to leave a review. You don't need to have an account. It just means the author can't respond. So please follow along. And please leave a review. Let the author know what you think. Because they deserve this. Deserve the love. Not me. I'm just here to read it. Okay? So I don't want any comments on this video. I want you to go leave a review. But yeah, let's just get right into this, shall we? With chapter 67. Hypothetically. Hypothetically. Jerry paced the room restlessly. He and Edie had just sent Ruby home to get some sleep, but he still felt like he needed to be doing something. This waiting thing was killing him. A teenager was risking her life and treating it like a game. He didn't just stand around and do nothing. It went against every protective instinct he had, and he couldn't help but believe that she was doing it for nothing. She was convinced that Spring was still alive. The tiny chance that the animatronic wasn't gone wasn't worth taking this massive risk. Eddie wasn't going to tolerate the way that monster treated Hebe anymore. He had to do something. Mind made up, he went looking for Hebe. She wanted to stay a little longer to make sure the ghosts were behaving. Hebe, the mechanic turned to face her brother as the ghost vanished. I need to ask you something. Yes? She asked as she started packing away her laptop. Jerry checked that they were alone before continuing. Hypothetically, how much voltage would it take to fry an animatronic about the size of Springtrap? Kitty paused with what she was doing and looked up at him. He wouldn't quite meet her eyes. Hypothetically? She asked quietly, after a long moment of strange silence between the two siblings. Jerry nodded after a brief moment of hesitation. Well, depending on age and where, it can vary, she started, looking back down at her bag as she launched into explanation. When she stopped, her brother nodded. Thanks. He turned to leave when her voice dropped him. Hypothetically? She couldn't help to feel that charge in her stomach. He nodded, but didn't turn around before leaving the room. She dropped her head into her hands. Well, what did she just do? A commotion in the hallway drew her attention, and she moved over to see what was going on. Jerry practically walked straight into Ruby when he left the room, startled at the cold glare she pinned him with. What are you still doing here? Thought you left, he asked nervously. She ignored his question and stepped closer, her eyes like ice. It better be hypothetical, or you'll be finding out what it feels like to have my anger directed at you. I won't go easy on you just because you're human, she hissed out, sending a shiver down his spine. He never had her undiluted anger directed straight at him before. His gaze turned to the left, and he followed it to see that he was watching them from the doorway. The older girl flinched at the anger and barely hid the trail in Ruby's eyes. Good night. Don't do something that'll make you regret. She turned and left, posture stiff with fury. He didn't look at Jeremy, and she turned to get her bag. It took a few minutes before Jeremy could move again. He seemed less frightened and smooth in his line of work. He looked back at Hebe, who still had her head bowed, hair obscuring her face. He screwed up. And that's the end of chapter 67. Like I said, a short chapter, so I hope that's okay. So this is gonna be a short video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like on this video. That's the only thing I will accept. But go leave a comment and a review, like I said at the beginning. Show the author some love. But before you do, be sure to subscribe. I upload new videos every Friday and Saturday. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the next chapter of Meeting with the Mind. Bye.